How's it going, everyone? This is Maximilian, and this is going to be a quick video weapon breakdown of the Striker in Modern Warfare 3. Shotguns in this game in general are not quite as effective as previous games because of the lower damage and the lower amount of weapon spread that the guns have. The majority of them aren't quite as good as previous games. The Striker, however, is a bit different and is considered perhaps a rather effective gun in its class. The guns like the Spaz have a tough time. Guns like the USAS and even the AA-12, they do very little damage, and it can be really hard to put a person down even at close range with one shot. Now, whether this is an issue with the lag and the game not compensating where you're actually pointing the gun where the opponent is on the screen, who knows? But let's talk about what makes the Striker good, and some of the things I like about it and the things I don't like about it, and how you can be effective with it. So the Striker is an automatic firing shotgun. While kind of similar to that of its Modern Warfare 2 counterpart, it is actually fairly similar. I'd actually say the Striker in this game resembles that one highly. But the reason it's good in this one is because of its multi-shot capability. Essentially, you can just hammer on the trigger and shoot multiple shots till a guy goes down. Now, a lot of people aren't going to like this. The reason I like the Spaz 12 and even certain weapons from previous games is that pump-action shotguns relied on you being accurate, relied on you pointing directly at the enemy, shooting the shot off, and getting one hit, one kill, and that was it. Even though the Spaz 12 in Modern Warfare 2 had a huge range benefit to it, things like the AA-12, the Striker, or just like the Rangers, they lent to the effect of you just blasting bullets in a guy's general direction and hoping they die. And that's pretty much what the Striker is in Modern Warfare 3. So if you guys aren't a fan of that, I'm afraid that there's not many other shotguns that are going to make you happy in this game, and that's the problem with shotguns. But to make the Striker effective, what you're going to have to do is level the weapon up. Immediately when you start using the Striker, you're going to realize that the range is not so great, and it's going to take upwards of 4 to 5 bursts at times to put guys down from close to even medium range. And even at medium range, you're probably not going to see a kill a lot of the time. So what you need to do is get the weapon leveled as soon as possible. The first things you should be putting on it are, I think, kick and the grip, and I was using steady aim. And I was maintaining a pretty solid, like, 2 to 3 kill-death ratio, but man, using the shotguns in this game, you're going to have to take a much different approach to how you would take certain situations. But once you get the Striker leveled up, I like using low kill streak loadouts. So, for example, with this class, it's good to know where people are so you can rush spawn. So I used UAV, I would use a care package, and then I would use an IMS to cover my back. So this is a very low-end kill streak, and if you run hardline, you get those at 2, 3, and 4. But I was finding that I was getting these kill streaks all the time. The only thing that sucks about the IMS is that you're only allowed to have one on the map at a certain time, so you got to remember that. But care packages are great in this game because you do not get support kill streaks from care packages. It's freaking amazing. Like, I can't even believe it. The worst thing you can get out of a care package in this one is a UAV or a sentry gun. So that's a pretty good trade-off, and I tend to get higher end kill streaks pretty often. But running around with a shotgun for a purpose like that is good, to have lower end kill streaks, because you're probably not going to go on a complete tear with a shotgun in this game unless you happen upon like 8 enemies that aren't looking at you. So that isn't going to happen too frequently. But once you level the gun up, you're going to get extended mags, and everyone knows that extended mags in this game, and I think it's technically a glitch right now, and they said they're going to patch it. It increases the amount of shells, or I'm sorry, bullets that come out of the gun, pellets if you will, by 50%. So that gives you 50% more chance to hit the opponent with shots, depending on every blast, and that's great. The other thing that you get when you level up the gun later on, besides that really useful attachment, is damage and range. And personally, I found that on the Striker, I think that damage isn't as effective as range. I've noticed that with range, I just do frequently better. My kill death ratios are better. I tend to get more people from longer shots, and the close range I really wouldn't notice. So running around with a Striker with steady aim, I would recommend a sleight of hand. You probably use Assassin or Hardline as your second perk. I think that the second perk slot is kind of varied. You do not need quick draw, because you probably will never be aiming down the sights of this gun. It is quite strictly and almost directly a steady aim hip firing weapon. So hopefully you guys can find some of that information useful. I'll put up some of the best loadouts that we talked about on the screen right here, some of the best attachments that you should run that are, in my opinion, ways to make the Striker effective, and you can get a pretty solid 2 to 3 kill death using a weapon like this, and pretty much rush spawns all day long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the breakdown of the Striker. I'm going to be looking a little bit more at another assault rifle and the submachine guns pretty soon, and it's going to be one of the more powerful submachine guns, and it's the PP90, and one of the more underlooked assault rifles, and it's the G36. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see other video commentaries, weapon breakdowns, tutorials, or funny parodies of Modern Warfare 3, you can visit my channel at youtube.com/miles923. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Maximilian, signing out.